Greetings, Earthlings. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, and that would be reviewing a computer. So today I'm reviewing the 2017 baseline 12-inch MacBook. The reason this interests me is because on paper this computer is insanely underpowered with only a 1.2 gigahertz M3 processor which turbos up to 3 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and just a single USB-C port which is not even Thunderbolt 3. But mainly it's because I couldn't find the answers to the questions that I had, which are, is it good enough for podcasting, and can it be an on-the-go video editing machine? So first, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. You get the computer, you get the charging cable, you get documentation, and you get the power brick. There you go. The build quality of this thing is outstanding. It has an all-aluminum chassis in a wedge design, which measures in at 1/2 inch at its thickest. On one side of the computer, you'll find a single USB-C port, and that is it. On the other side, you'll find a 3.5mm headphone port, as well as a set of dual microphones. Okay, turn this bitch up. The screen measures in at 12 inches diagonally with a resolution of 2304 by 1440 pixels with 226 pixels per inch. The keyboard has Gen 2 butterfly switches, which are much easier to type on when compared to the Gen 1 butterfly switches, and the trackpad is just nice, big, and easy to use. For me, the keyboard actually feels pretty nice given the shallow key travel, and I do like that the keys are relatively quiet when compared to other keyboards. In terms of the speakers, they won't beat out a set of Bose desktop speakers, but for a laptop, they sound surprisingly good. The webcam is still only 480p, which does suck, but honestly, who uses this thing for anything but FaceTime? So in my opinion, that doesn't really matter. And the microphone's really not that great either. Now let's go ahead and get into the actual performance of this thing. When I imported a 5-minute 1080p video to Final Cut Pro, it only took 7 seconds, so I didn't even include a video of that. When it came to exporting that 5-minute video, it took 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I know that's not the fastest you'll see on any computer, but for me, it's definitely manageable for this computer's size and portability. In Logic Pro X, using the audio fuse and having a buffer size of 256 samples, we have a latency of 17 milliseconds. At 128 samples, we have a latency of 11.2 milliseconds. And at 64 samples, a latency of 8.3 milliseconds, which is absolutely workable in my experience. When exporting a single channel 12-minute long recording with a Z-Noise plugin, as well as Wave's L2 limiter, it exported in 50 seconds. When exporting and converting a 58-minute podcast with 2 audio tracks as well as theme music, it exported in 4 minutes and 24 seconds, which is definitely awesome in my book. So when it comes down to it, in my opinion, the pros of the 12-inch MacBook are the fact that it's insanely light and portable. It has a fanless design, which means it's gonna stay quiet, and no matter what I threw at it, it stayed pretty cool as well. The keyboard's also really quiet and nice to type on. The trackpad is large and responsive, as is the case with all Apple products that I've used. The screen is just gorgeous, and this thing is capable of editing 1080p video, as well as handling Logic Pro sessions that you throw at it. Now, the main con here is the processor. It's not insanely powerful and it is fanless, so if you throw too much at it, you will run into thermal throttling. And then in terms of the screen, you just don't get that much screen real estate. But with all that being said, if you're a YouTuber who films in 1080p, or you're a podcaster who just has a couple of tracks with processing and you do a lot of traveling, I think this thing is absolutely amazing and it may be the perfect computer for you. Alright guys, well I guess that'll do it for today. I know that this was different than the usual content I make. I was just really excited about this computer and I wanted to find the answers to the questions that I had. So if you found it useful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you thought it sucked, thumbs down. If you want to influence the gear that I review next, head over to geeksrising.com/podcastage and cast your votes there. Make sure to follow me on all the social media stuff, links at the bottom of this screen. If you want more videos just like this, subscribe by clicking the logo beneath me, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.